Thank you for tuning in today. We hope what you're about to hear will encourage you and bless you, leaving you with the joy of the Lord in your heart. Continue to stay tuned for today's awesome encouraging words from Pastor Dr. James Sutton. We always want you to stay encouraged, blessed, and full of love.
Through the death of his son, wrote this article. Mr. Challies, we want you to know that we've received Nick into our care. Rest assured, he's in the very best hands. He gets the phone call from the mortuary because his son had finally been transported and allowed into Canada. Have you chosen the clothes you'd like him to wear? The question seems equal parts significant and ridiculous. How could it possibly matter what he wears in his casket? But on the other hand, how could we not clothe him in something smart, something dignified, something befitting his humanity? So we chose a handsome gray sweater, well-worn jeans, casual shoes. We fold each piece of clothing carefully, a neat pile, one item upon another. The man on the phone said, "Once we have prepared him, would you like to see him? We haven't seen him in 3 months, not since the start of the semester. Should we see our son one last time?" We ponder the idea for a few moments and decide, no, we don't want to see him there. We don't want to see him like that. Not as our final memory. We have better memories, happier ones. We even have photos of him in that very outfit, and in those photos his eyes are open, his cheeks are bright, his fiancée is on his arm, and he is joyful, satisfied, content. If all we have are memories, we prefer to hold on to that one. The clothes sit by the door for a day or two, waiting for someone to pick them up, and now at last the driver is on his way. Still, I can't shake the feeling that something is missing, that I've left something undone. It's incomplete. So I go to my office and open the cupboard where I keep my writing paper. I began writing Nick letters the very first day of his freshman year. Bits of advice, assurances of love, words of encouragement. I wanted to be sure he never had reason to doubt my joy, my pride, my affection. He kept each one. I found them stored in a little pouch in his dorm room desk. Perhaps then it would be fitting to write one more. In the back of the cupboard I find a note card embossed with my name, fitting. I paused for a moment to consider, is there any good reason to write a letter that no one will ever read? Am I writing for him or for me? Does it really matter? I think back to the words I had written him a year prior. Words of a father reassuring his son, rejoicing in his son. Now I write to him a second time, quote, "I love you as much as any father can love a son. I am as proud of you as any father can be proud of a son. I miss you as much as any father can miss a son." Something is still missing. But what? Words come to my mind, lyrics from an old hymn. Forgotten to most, but precious to me. It's a hymn written from the perspective of a Christian who is spanning the briefest of moments between life and death. I sing it quietly to myself. I don't know the melody, so I'll read it to you. I journey forth rejoicing from this dark vale of tears to heavenly joy and freedom from earthly bonds and fears, where Christ our Lord shall gather all his redeemed again, his kingdom to inherit. Good night, till then. The hymn continues with a second stanza. As this beloved saint draws his final breath, he offers tender assurances to his loved ones. Quote, "Why thus so sadly weeping? Beloved ones of my heart, the Lord is good and gracious, though now he bids us part." Then come the words that suit both the one departing and the one remaining. They are just right, perfect. I take up my pen and write words I imagine he is saying to me, even as I say them to Nick. Oft have we met in gladness, and we shall meet again. All sorrows left behind us, Good night. Good night till then.
This was read by Todd Frill of Wretched Radio, and it makes us all stop and think about how much we should love the ones that are still here, and remember those who have went on to glory, knowing that we're going to see them again. Good night, son.